Part 2 of Full Court Press Basketball Debate, January 13th, 2015. We begin this part with another trade that happened earlier in the week. J.R. Smith and Iman Shumpert traded to Cleveland. We have not talked about this on the air. Now is going to basically be the Cleveland segment of this debate. Okay? Yvonne Juneau, plain and simple. Again, J.R. Smith and Iman Shumpert to Cleveland. How much will this trade help Cleveland and why?
Okay, well, we have discussed this, and you and I are totally on opposite sides about this issue. I think they're going to be beneficial. I think it's going to help them. In fact, there's even a very highly ranked, I'm not going to name a name, sports analyst that said, and I quote, "Did they get overpaid? Probably. Was it a necessary move? Absolutely. Are they needed? Absolutely." I think it's going to help. I know you don't feel that way. I know you think there's too much star power, and I'll let you elaborate on that. But if they can't play to their full potential just because Kobe's not... LeBron's... Why do I do that? Just because LeBron's not on the court, then maybe we need more star power to fill in the gap of when LeBron is not going to be there. Okay? And why, in your mind, can't 4 all-star players play together? I've never understood your logic where that is concerned.
So they're fill-ins for when LeBron's not there.
No, I didn't say that. I'm saying even when LeBron is on the court.
No, I'm telling you.
Oh!
They are fill-ins for when LeBron James is not playing well.
Okay. Is that the way it should be?
No.
No.
But guess what?
In your mind, that's the way it's going to be.
Why can't 4 stars play on the same team? Why couldn't Steve Nash, Kobe Bryant, and Dwight Howard make it work?
Too much internal competition.
Too much opinion. Too much I need the ball in my hand to make things happen. J.R. Smith
Competition.
has to have the ball in his hands to make things happen. Iman Shumpert.
So they're ball hawks.
Same thing.
They feel like if they don't have the ball, then they're not going to win.
I said in the preseason debate that there was going to be a conflict between Kyrie Irving and LeBron because both of those guys have to have the ball in their hands to make things happen. Mm-hmm. And it's proving me right. You add 2 more guys to that? Are you kidding me?
So in answer to your second question of our debate for today, then if you are predicting this much conflict on the Cavaliers' floor or within the Cavaliers' team by adding 2 more stars, then you don't see them being in seed competition at all.
I see them in the playoffs. Yes, I do. Because the East is that bad.
Only because the East is that bad. You think there's going to be internal conflict?
I want to see. Because, well, here's what proves it. This happened early last week. They haven't won a game.
Yeah, but LeBron hasn't been on the floor.
That's my point. If they haven't won a game without LeBron James, what happens when LeBron comes back and gets the ball in his hands?
Okay.
How much does J.R. Smith really think he's going to have the ball in his hands on the same floor at the same time as LeBron? I'm sorry, who do you want with the ball in their hands? LeBron or J.R. Smith?
Whoever's in the better position.
LeBron!
Whoever's in the best position to make the next
start
basket.
the offense.
Oh.
LeBron. I'm sorry. You're comparing apples to limes. Okay?
Okay.
Now, that
Okay.
being said,
Wait, can they make it work?
that being said, this does not rely on this does not lie on the shoulders of J.R. Smith or Iman Shumpert or Kyrie Irving or Kevin Love or LeBron James.
It's a coach.
David Blatt needs to be smart. And the lineup needs to be as follows.
It's not going to happen.
Kyrie Irving,
Mm-hmm.
because he's Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, that you pretty much just have to say the
Where
name.
did he go to college?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Duke. Just saying.
All you have to do is just say his name.
Iman Shumpert needs to start at the 2 guard.
Okay.
Because the Cavaliers are lacking perimeter defense. And we know from watching the Knicks that Iman Shumpert is a good defender.
Yeah. Well, he can defend in the paint very well.
LeBron, of course,
Right.
because he's the best damn player there is right now. Kevin Love, because, let me give credit, he has been playing better.
In the last 3 or 4 games.
He has been playing better over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And
I was
another
wondering
guy,
if you were going to give him credit
and another
for
guy,
improving.
another guy that they just got, Timofey Mozgov, who we'll talk about, needs to start at the center because they just lost Anderson Varejao.
That's not going to happen.
Well, it is happening. He's their starting center.
Is he?
Yes. They don't have Varejao. He's out for the season.
Okay.
They don't have another starting center.
Okay.
With that lineup, you can win a championship. And J.R. Smith coming off the bench is like no other. Okay? But people have to understand that J.R. Smith is perfectly okay with that role. If that's what you give him right away. Since coming to Cleveland, he's been starting
Mm-hmm.
because of LeBron's absence.
Mm-hmm. And he's going to expect to continue to
That's
start.
right.
And do you think the lineup you just gave is what Blatt's going to do?
I hope. Because you know what? You want to talk top 4 seed?
Well, you're not
With
gonna,
that lineup,
you're
I'm
not-
talking top 2
You're
seed.
not going to put Smith in and sit LeBron.
Well, no.
Come on.
If J.R. Smith...
So you're saying that because JR may have to sit after having started all this time with LeBron out, he's going to be resentful and it's not going to work. There's going to be friction and tension within the team.
At first. Because there always is. It's human nature.
Okay.
But what J.R. Smith does is just bolster your bench. That's what he did for the Knicks. That's what he did for Denver in his years there. That's what he did for us when he first got drafted to New Orleans. Now, you look at Cleveland and you've got a bench. J.R.
Yeah, because they didn't
Smith,
have one before.
Matt Dellavedova's been playing well. Tristan Thompson. Mike Miller is healthy. If J.R. Smith is willing to fit in that 6th man role, which I think he will be eventually.
But maybe not right off.
Oh my God. Because Iman Shumpert is not a ball hog. Iman Shumpert only scores about 9-10 points a game. He's a defender.
Right.
Kyrie Irving, LeBron, and Kevin Love are your main scorers. If you take... okay, say Kevin Love gets in early foul trouble. Take him out, move LeBron to the 4, put J.R. Smith at the 3. That'll work. That'll work.
Well, we have to count on the fact that David Blatt's going to know,
That's who the pressure lies on.
okay, that he's going to know how to make this work.
That's who the pressure lies on. J.R.
And
Smith.
Do you see him being able to do that?
I think he's perfectly capable of doing that. It's will he?
In that Euro mindset, do you think that he's going to do that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Under any circumstances do you see him sitting LeBron?
No.
Okay.
J.R. Smith, quote, "When in doubt, I shoot." Your thoughts?
What do you want me to say about such a stupid statement?
I'll tell you exactly, and this is going to be real quick. This quote right here shows why that will not work.
Right. Exactly.
Because LeBron is all about... as much as people think LeBron James is a ball hog, I'm sorry, LeBron is 6th in the league in assists. Let that sink in
I know.
for a second.
I know. I know. That was a stupid statement.
Come on.
He shot himself in the foot with that one.
LeBron James rehabs in Miami.
Okay. We've talked about this.
Not on the air.
No, not on the air, but you and I have totally different
Because
opinions.
it has been discussed, because on that NBA debate and discussion thing on Facebook that I'm an admin for, it has been discussed and it has been brought up. Yvonne Juno, is there a hidden meaning behind this?
No. No. I don't think so. I don't think so. Speaking as someone who's of a much more mature age than you are, okay? I have had shoulder surgery and knee surgery. If tomorrow I had to move to another state and all of a sudden my shoulder or my knee started acting up, I would go back to the same doctor and the same rehab clinic and the same therapist and the same physical therapy or occupational therapist that I had used to get myself back in shape. It would not mean that I do not have faith or confidence in the people of the new state where I live. I think this is nothing but a logical, very black and white issue about the fact that he's going where he got the treatment before and he's going back to the doctors and therapists that he is familiar with. I don't think there's any hidden meanings there, and I don't think that it has any kind of bad reflection about Cleveland in any way, shape, or form. I think this is a personal decision that LeBron decided for himself. Hey, they got me back in shape before. I'm having a problem. I'm going back where I'm already familiar with the people that I dealt with before. That's what I think. I think too much is being made out of this.
I agree completely.
Oh, you changed your mind.
But
Uh-oh.
if you look... okay. Look at this computer screen.
Okay.
You see that headline.
Uh-huh.
Does that not come off as sketchy to you?
Yeah.
Right away.
Yeah.
That's why.
Most people are going to make something out of it.
That's why it's being made into a headline.
Right. The media
Because
and the public.
of the word Miami.
Right. Because of the media and
agree.
because of the public.
It is...
Now, let me ask you a question, Chris. What could they make negative out of that? Only one thing.
That he wanted to go back to Miami.
That he wants to go back to Miami and he's not happy in Cleveland.
Stop. Stop.
But the media is going to feed on this like a frenzy.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to make something out of it. And the stupid public out there that's looking for trash to talk about is going to make something out of nothing. I think it's just a logical decision.
I do as well. I do as well. Last topic about Cleveland, because I want to get off of them.
Okay.
Cleveland Land center Timofey Mozgov.
Okay.
How will this help Cleveland?
Well, he's a good player. And I don't think there's any way to say anything negative about any team that get good players to be on their bench, to be a backup, to be in the positions where they're weak or they're lacking. I have nothing negative to say about that.
There is nothing negative to say about this, simply because you lost Anderson Varejao. This is just a matter of being logical.
Right.
You lose Anderson Varejao to a torn ACL for the year. You need a center.
Well, no kidding.
Go out and get you a center.
Right.
Timofey Mozgov gives him a guy. And you know what? Last night, or 2 nights ago against Sacramento, whenever they played them, put up 14 and 12 on 6 of 8 shooting.
Right.
They need that.
Of course they do.
They need that. We know how the Knicks have been struggling.
Oh my gosh.
You ready for this?
I can't believe we're even going to talk about the Knicks.
You ready for this?
Yeah. We might want to tell the public that right now, the Knicks have gained the ominous position of being last in the league, which is something that kills my soul, if for no other reason but than for Carmelo Anthony.
Phil Jackson.
She wants you to bring her son.
No, this is Johnny.
Oh. Phil Jackson.
Phil
what?
Jackson, quote, "This season is on me." Your thoughts?
I don't know. What did he mean by that?
That's what I'm asking.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how Phil Jackson thinks or how he feels. I don't know his thought process now that he's not coaching a team. Now that he's in the role that he's in right now, what do you think that he meant by that? Because let's be perfectly honest. If he's saying that this season is on me, then he's doing a piss poor job. Because they're last. I don't think any one person. Let me back that up by saying I don't think that you can blame a team for being in last position on any one person, whether it's an assistant coach, an owner, whatever. It's not a one person effort for a team to be in last position. Now, can one person make a difference by doing trades and getting picks and moving people around on the court to maybe play a different position and all that kind of stuff? But let's don't forget, Phil Jackson's not the coach. Why would he say this season is all on me? I want your opinion.
There's a very easy answer to this, but it's complicated, so follow me.
Okay.
For 12 years, for 10 years, Derek Fisher played for Phil Jackson as part of the Los Angeles Lakers.
Right.
Won 4 rings.
Right. They know each other.
5 rings.
They know each other backwards, forwards, upside down, inside and out.
Derek Fisher's the head coach of the New York Knicks.
Yes.
Phil Jackson is the president.
Yes.
Phil Jackson hired Derek Fisher. Phil Jackson is covering up for Derek Fisher.
He's covering his ass.
He's trying to. And it's not working.
Not in my mind, it's not.
Speaking of not working,
Not in my mind, it's not.
the triangle offense, it's more like an oval. It's not working. You've had 40 games. 40 games to, quote, experiment.
Okay, and we've discussed this before, how bad's it
Okay.
going to have to get before
Now.
he admits that it's not working.
Now, wait a second. You can't okay, coming into a season, you have to decide what type of season you're going to aim for. Let me explain myself.
Okay.
There are 3 different types of seasons. There are championship contending seasons when you're going for the title. Okay?
Okay.
You have nothing on your mind but going for the championship, i.e., the San Antonio Spurs,
Okay.
the Golden State Warriors,
Okay.
the Portland Trailblazers. You have the second type, which is get to the playoffs. The New Orleans Pelicans of the world. Or you have a rebuilding season.
Okay.
The Boston Celtics.
Boston Celtics.
The New York Knicks. Now, coming into the season, they were looking to get to the playoffs. They weren't looking for a ring, but they were looking for the playoffs.
Their aim was set too high to start off.
No, because they had the team. Anthony, J.R. Smith, Shumpert, Calderon, Prigioni.
I disagree. They did not know if they had the team. In their minds, they thought they had the team.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
They had the pieces.
Okay. But you got to make sure those pieces
But when
fit
the
together.
pieces didn't mesh,
Right.
they all of a sudden decided, oh no, wait, it's a rebuilding year. But we're already halfway through the season.
Right.
You can't do that!
Right.
You have to know what your goal is in training camp. You have to know what your goal is at the end of the previous season. Okay? You can't just decide 30 games in, oh no, we're going to trade all these guys. We're going to do... Now, they're looking to give away Calderon and Bargnani, which we're going to talk about next, I believe. You can't... So that's on Phil Jackson. Because Phil Jackson makes the day-to-day decisions for this team. Getting rid of all these guys, that's not Derek Fisher. That's Phil Jackson.
That part.
Now, in practice, in the games,
On the court.
on the court, in the locker room, that's Fisher. And and everybody knows it's Derek Fisher. Everybody knows that. By Phil Jackson saying, this season is on me, you're covering for Derek Fisher. Because that's your boy. Stop it. Stop it.
I'd like to add my 2 cents. Just because he was a good player on the court did not automatically make him the person. Just because you're good in one area does not mean that you're automatically going to be good in another area. And just because he was a good player does not mean that he was going to be an outstanding coach. But I still go back to the main question. How long is it going to take before he admits? But there's nothing wrong with admitting that something's not working. And you move on to something else. Or you go back to just playing basketball. It's like Papa said, go back to the fundamentals, if nothing else, till you see where all your puzzle pieces fit. Till you see where all your players can excel. Go back to playing basketball. Play the fundamentals. How many embarrassing losses are you going to have to get? They can't drop any lower than they are now. They're last. And it just kills my soul because Carmelo Anthony does not deserve this. He does not deserve to be on a team that's in last position. And did you see the last couple of games? If it would not be for Carmelo, they wouldn't have had to score at all. So, what's your solution to the problem? We can't just drop this without
this season, there is no solution.
Oh, yes, there is. Not to make it to the playoffs, but how can we fix the intimidating and ultimate problem that is looming over them at this time to where by the end of the season they will not be an embarrassment to say that they're an NBA team?
There is no way. And if you can think of a way, please enlighten me.
I just said the way. Give up the triangle and go back to playing basketball.
Which means give up your coach.
You can exactly.
But guess what? Derek Fisher just signed a 4-year deal.
Well,
so guess what?
then they're going to end up with a very embarrassing embarrassing.
Well, maybe they deserve it. Maybe Derek Fisher deserves it.
And we're going to have 3 more years of that? Carmelo's going to stick around for another 3 years of
That's up to
that?
Phil Jackson.
Is Carmelo a free agent at the end
Carmelo
of
just signed a brand new 5-year, $127 million
He's
deal.
going to hang around for this?
He has
For
to.
4 years of embarrassment?
Unless Phil Jackson does something about it.
So, no matter how you look at it, Carmelo is signed, Derek is signed.
Oh, no. Phil Jackson could fire Derek Fisher. He could fire him
But
right
in
this minute.
your mind, that's not going to happen.
Absolutely not.
So
Absolutely
Carmelo's going to have to hang around for 4 years of embarrassment?
Yep. Maybe not next year.
Can he go to Phil Jackson and say, I want out,
He could.
I want to break my contract,
He could.
put himself on the market?
He
How
could.
fast do you think he'd get snapped up?
Quickly. Very quickly.
Well, the whole thing about the Knicks is nothing but a total embarrassment to me.
It is. Byron Scott, after the Lakers' blowout loss to the Clippers last week, quote, "We're soft. We need to man up." Yvonne Juno, your thoughts on this quote?
After which game?
Against the Clippers.
Who against the Clippers?
The Lakers.
Okay. I'm trying to see what that ending score was.
Clippers won by like 33. 34 points.
That must have been early in the week. Yeah. The Lakers and the Clippers. That was on Wednesday. 89 to 114.
Right. Almost a 30-point loss.
On that particular night, by the way, I wrote in my little column, Blake scored 27 and Chris Paul scored 24. And I also wrote, where the Lakers were concerned,
Kobe, 4 points.
it's like they weren't even there.
Kobe with 4 points.
That in itself is an embarrassment. Kobe with 4 points? Are you kidding me? Yeah, I agree with Byron Scott. Because I love Byron Scott, number one. And because Byron Scott is not going to sugarcoat anything. We found that out when he was in charge of the Hornets. Okay? He calls it like it is. Yeah, they need a man up. And if we look at the end of the week, obviously that statement made an impact on them. Either that or the butt chewing that he gave them. Because they did better against Portland, of course, with Damian Lillard on the court. How the hell are you going to beat Portland? But anyway, 94 to 106 last night.
But they did beat Orlando.
They did beat Orlando,
So,
who last night was phenomenal, or night before last. So, obviously, it does make a difference to the Lakers players what Byron Scott does say. But I agree. I agree they need a man up. But what kills me about that statement, who's going to take that statement the most to heart and the most personally? Who's going to take that statement and turn it inward on himself? Kobe. And it's not Kobe that needs to man up and needs to play better basketball.
no, but you can't single him out.
No, oh no, now that I agree with you. I'm in 100% agreement with you on that, Chris. You cannot say everybody needs to man up
Ellington,
except
Johnson, Lynn, Boozer, Hill.
Right.
You guys, you need to man up. Kobe, you're all right.
Right, you cannot do that. I understand that. It has to be all or nothing at all.
Because let's be honest, as embarrassing as that loss was to the Clippers, the most embarrassing part was that Kobe had 4 points on 2 out of 6.
I know.
Okay?
Yeah,
The man only took 6 shots.
I know. But he's also the one who's going to take this the most personally.
And maybe he should.
It made a difference for Jeremy Lin. He played a different game after that. What do you think about the Lakers in their position right now? What do they need?
What do I think about it?
What do they need? What's missing?
What do I think about the Lakers' position? I think that Stevie Wonder could have saw this coming. Okay?
But that's terrible.
I mean, come on. You want to talk about a rebuilding phase?
Yes.
Come on.
Too bad Kobe has to be a part of that.
With Kobe in his last 2 years of his career,
do you realize what position that they would be in if they didn't have Kobe? It would be a tie between them and the Knicks for last place.
I don't know. Nick Young's been pretty good.
Well, yeah, you're right. You're right. I stand corrected.
Nick Young.
I gotta give him credit. I gotta give him credit.
Look,
but
this
what's
quote,
going on with everybody else?
I don't know.
Is Byron Scott not being hard enough on them?
No, he is. He is. I mean, but look, you can't, okay, as a head coach, you want to win. And you want to win championships, but at the same time,
everybody wants to win.
You can't expect unrealistic things out of your team. The Lakers, do you want the answer? They don't have enough talent.
Right.
They don't have enough talent.
I agree. That is a perfect example of what I always say. You cannot win a basketball game with one good player on the court. You can't have one star. You say you can have too many stars.
You can.
Okay? All right. I'll give you that one. But you've got to agree with me. You cannot have just one star and everybody else is a mediocre player.
No, not mediocre. No, but you can have one star.
Okay? But everybody else has to do their best.
Well, they have to be good players. They can't be mediocre.
Right.
You're right.
Right.
But you can have one star.
But the problem is not that we have mediocre players on the Lakers team. We have good players that are playing mediocre.
No, there are some very mediocre players on that team.
Yeah, but we got a couple of them that could do better than they're doing.
Wow. I mean, this quote is just Byron Scott's personality. I love it. I love it.
He calls it the way it is.
Carmelo Anthony, quote, "Not shutting it down yet, but I'll need surgery eventually."
On what?
His knee.
Oh my gosh.
Yvonne Juno, your thoughts?
Well, they might as well not even have a team if he goes out for surgery. They might as well cancel the rest of their games.
It's very simple.
And it kills me. It breaks my heart, having had knee surgery myself, to think that he's out there hurting, he's in pain,
He's not.
And
He
he's
hasn't
playing
played the
regardless.
No, he has not played the last 4 or 5 games.
But he's going to. You and I both know that when he feels the least little bit better, he's going to be out there. He's going to push it, and he's going to end up doing himself more harm than good. And a simple laparoscopic surgery is going to be a surgery that ends up taking him out for the rest of the season.
My thoughts on this are very serious, direct, and to the point. And I want to single out, of course, Carmelo Anthony. Melo, your Knicks are 5-36.
Go ahead and have your surgery now and get it over with before you hurt yourself more.
You're gonna be better next year. You have 4, possibly 5 draft picks in this upcoming draft. You have enough money to go out there and get a couple of good free agents. Shut it down now.
Yeah, because he's going to end up hurting himself more.
This season is
gone.
lost.
It's gone. It's gone.
You're in the middle of a rebuilding era. The next best player on your team, besides yourself, is a 36-year-old Amari Stoudemire.
Yeah.
Shut it down now.
He's going to hurt himself more.
Shut it down now.
Do it now and get it over with.
Instead of being 94% healthy for this season, be 110% healthy for next season.
And like I said, he has no idea if he feels a little bit better and goes out on that court and overdoes something, jumps wrong, lands wrong, bumps knees with somebody, he could end up hurting himself to the point that he could end his career.
Shut it down now, man.
Do it now and get it over
do
with.
what's best.
This season's over.
Do what's best, not only for your future now, but for your team's future next year.
This year's a wash.
It is. It's
over.
done. It's done. Part 2 concludes here. Part 3 coming at you right now.